Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, and I have not been this excited about Elder Scrolls Online in a very long time. We just got the Bethesda live stream done, and I'm wrapping up giving you the too long didn't read. Here's a roadmap of what you can expect from the content throughout this year. Quarter number 1 dungeon DLC, which we already know. Quarter 2, which is the chapter that was revealed today, is an absolute home run. New story, new zone, and a new class, the Arcanist, which looks absolutely stellar, kind of like a gassed up Necro, which we'll break down in detail a little bit later. This chapter will also have a trial as well, and they revealed a little bit more about what will be coming in quarter number 4, which is something I never thought they would actually do, a 2-player arena that goes on forever indefinitely. Absolute incredible year coming for 2023. Let's break it all down one step at a time. Timestamps below, but you shouldn't skip ahead. Okay, so what do you need to know about what was revealed? We're going to start with where the new zone is going to be. So this is going to be for June, the chapter. This will require the chapter purchase just like normal, okay? We are going back to Morrowind in a new zone called Necrom. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls page, Necrom is one of the 8 major cities of the mainland of Morrowind, situated along the eastern coast. Think of it as the City of the Dead, going back to one of my favorite places and where I originally started playing the Elder Scrolls games, Morrowind, and it looks and feels exactly like that area, but a little different. Think Dunmer's here, think big, huge mushrooms, magical creatures, all sorts of stuff fluttered and filled with Necrom in the city. It's absolutely breathtaking type of zone. But there's going to be another area we're going to be going to, Apocrypha. This is the realm that belongs to Ahamarus Mora. I probably screwed that name up. Delete me in the comments. It's forbidden books with endless libraries and mind-blowing wonders. Okay, great. You know the Daedric God we're going to be talking about. You know the area we're going to be talking about. What else is coming? Well, let's talk about the new class, which is an absolute home run, looks amazing, called the Arcanist. So this gameplay that we got, there was a couple different things that were broken down. Number 1, they got to show 2 specific skills. They talked about the skill lines, and it showed some of this in action and just how cool and epic this looks. So it showed 2 abilities specifically, the Apocryphal Gate, which lets players open a pair of portals to travel through for extra mobility. If you look at some of the trailers, it also looked like you didn't have to run right through the portal specifically. You could be a little bit to the side, and it looked like similar to the Warden's ability, you kind of had to put something on the ground which would proc a portal forward. From what I saw, you can actually use this for a lot of verticality in gameplay. I imagine this is going to be absolutely broken in PvP. If it's a base skill, there's going to be 2 morphs. We have no idea what that does, and it'll probably be out on the PTS probably in April or May, so we'll get a little bit glimpse of that later. The other skill that we saw was the Abyssal Impact skill. This looks like a Templar's Beam, just a whole lot cooler, where you shoot out a massive tentacle and absolutely delete stuff up close at range. The animations look gorgeous. And again, I feel like a Necro, but it's a little bit more powerful. Something that was also revealed during this was a new combo point system with the class. So I don't know how this is going to work, but somehow abilities will build up points while others spend them. People in my chat on Twitch were talking about this might be similar to like the Dragon Knight's Molten Whip, but the Molten Whip is consumed when you use the ability. So think about that. And they also reassured the community that the system will still be accessible for all players at all levels. So it's going to have some different gameplay. And those 3 things alone, with the skills, the skill lines, and this combo system, looks like this class is going to be a mega hit for 2023, and I can't wait to make a bazillion builds on this. Also of note, they talked about the 3 skill lines. So there's going to be a tome skill line, a soldier, and a rune form. Offensive, defensive, and support. So as you can expect, very similar to along the lines of the Necro. We have no idea what the passives are, and that's what made the Necromancer recently what I love to play is that you're using corpses. This is all about runes, tomes, and basically reading. Some of my strengths, not so much, but you get the point. It's going to have a really specific, unique, and interesting feel. So it looks like have some flexibility with a touch on probably the arcane and magic sense. That's what we're going for with this chapter, it looks like. Now, some other things that were shown in the reveal. They talked about the main story, which is a Shadow over Morrowind adventure. Again, this comes out in June. This is going to be part of the chapter. It talked about the lore and some of the story, which you probably don't tune in this channel to know, but just know that Mora Critter is the big eyeball, and that's what it's going to be centered on. I'm no lore expert, but it does look pretty creepy, pretty weird, and pretty epic. We also got 2 companions that were revealed. One is a Red Guard, who is also an Arcanist. And you also have an Argonian, who's a Warden that will be a part of it. So if you like the companions, they're definitely expanding on those. And it seems like that was a core feature of the game and what a lot of players like, which isn't something that I really focus on, but they're going to continue to expand on those. Also, something that wasn't shown but was briefly talked about is a new trial. So in June, you're going to get a lot of content. You're going to have basically a new playable class, new zone, 2 new companions, new world events like typical, but also a new trial, public dungeons and delves, and more. But really, a trial and a class and a chapter is pretty epic. And if you look at the content roadmap, how this is going to be different than most years is Q1 DLC is going to be dungeons, we know that. And then you're going to have the Necrom Chapter. You're going to have to pay an extra price for that to buy in the chapter. And then you're going to have a quality of life update. They talked about that. I think there was a tunable crafting station was the big thing here. Now, this will actually be great if they fix the bugs and not just talk about it. It would be really, really epic for the game, especially if they get the servers updated and fixed. That's supposed to be happening on PC EU in March, allegedly, with consoles falling short thereafter. So hopefully that happens before the chapter. And then finally, a new game system, which they talked about, which is kind of like a horde mode, 2-player co-op, endless dungeon. Think sweaty spaghetti, playing with your best buddy, nuking down this endless to go dungeon where I think the mobs get harder and must scale, and who knows how the reward structure is going to look for that. I've literally been asking for a 2-person co-op arena for years. I love Dragonstar, VMA, Batishram Hollows, Black Rose Prison. I think it's my favorite PvE content. I love PvP in the game, but anytime I get to do something PvE, I like the arenas. I think they do a great job on this. So we don't have all the information available yet, but that's what we got. Also, if you're one of those that are waiting for some big, huge PvP features, sadly, it's not included. Nothing about a new battleground map, a revamp to Cyrodiil or Imperial City. So I can't see this going the way of a PvP game. And what I constantly tell my viewers on Twitch and other people is, if you're looking for a serious competitive PvP game, Elder Scrolls Online is not one currently, and most likely won't be one in the future. That's just the honest truth about where the game's headed. They've mentioned it a few times in the actual live stream, but nothing specific. Maybe they're going to add something, but it looks like another year without PvP. I've been kind of lackluster in ESO content and hype recently because a lot of the game has been homogenized. A lot of the builds feel exactly the same. There has been really no new system since basically 6-7 months ago. Outside of Oakensoul High Isle chapter, it was kind of meh for me, but this is crazy. I love leveling characters. I love tinkering and making builds. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for me. I'm going to leave some helpful links in the description below if you want some written guides and all of the latest posts on our website, deltiasgaming.com. But I want to get this video out quick for people that wanted the TLDR. Big year, 2023. I'm shocked. I got to eat crow. It wasn't spellcrafting, but oh my god, a new class. Sign me up. Come watch me live on twitch.tv/deltiasgaming if you want to talk ESO and more. Otherwise, thanks for watching the video. Let's do a level 4 ski. Oh my god! Oh my god!